welcome to Yogasanas. For today's video, we're going to be going over Ardha Chandrasana. So, Ardha means half, and Chandra means moon. Asana means pose. So this is half moon pose. In this video, we're going to be talking about the nature of moon energy and how we can see it in our own lives, along with how to go about practicing this pose. So let's start with the symbolism of the moon. We have the sun and the moon. The sun is symbolic of our masculine, active self, the part of ourselves that's interacting and going out and presenting ourselves to the world. And then the moon energy is our feminine energy, the part of ourselves that's contemplative and reflective and emotional and just understanding what's going on in the world. So these two halves to the whole make up our own energy, and they also represent Hatha Yoga. Ha is the sun and Tha is the moon. So through the practice of Hatha Yoga, the asanas, we're balancing our active energy along with our contemplative self. So another way to understand moon energy is by seeing the sun as reflective of the soul and the moon as reflective of our own consciousness. So we have the sun, which is the light, the same way the soul is the light. And then we have the moon, which reflects the light of the sun, the same way that our consciousness reflects the light of the soul. So through these, we can understand the nature of the soul with our own consciousness. By using the intellect and our reflection and this power of understanding, we can understand the nature of our soul and then go about bringing that into action so that we can present ourselves as the best versions of ourselves and reflect our soul's nature in our everyday lives. So, thank you for watching, and let's go ahead and move on to how to practice. So, to practice, we can get in through two ways. We can get in through Uttanasana, or we can get in through Utthita Trikonasana. So, we can get in through standing forward fold or triangle pose. We also have the option to use props. We can use blocks, or we can use a chair, or if you like, no props. So let's start with the blocks. We can go in through Uttanasana, the standing forward fold. We're going to have our foot, our standing foot, which is my left foot, and the blocks are going to be slightly to the side of the standing foot. So if I'm using my left foot, the blocks are slightly to the left of my left foot. If I'm doing my right foot, the blocks are slightly to the right of my right foot and far enough away from the foot so that when the arms are extended, there's a stable balance and the arms are even with each other. So what we're going to do is raise the arms over the head, flex forward from the hips. We're going to bring all the weight to the standing foot, my left foot. The palm is going to go to the blocks and the right hand is going to go to the right hip. From here, extend the right foot back, foot is flexed, straighten out the leg, rotate the hips, and then extend the arm up. You have the option to look up or down, whatever feels most comfortable for you. So the benefits of this pose are that it helps with hip mobility and neck mobility. It also helps strengthen the ankles and the feet. And it also helps expand the chest and shoulders and stimulate the spinal muscles. It also helps strengthen the glutes, quadriceps, abdominals, and better our coordination. So to get out of this pose, what you're going to do is bring the hands to the hip, rotate the hips and the gaze back down, and then bring the feet together and return to Uttanasana. And then we come back up. Right, and we'll practice with the chair through Trikonasana. So what we're going to do for Utthita Trikonasana is that we're going to have our front foot forward, our back foot at the 45-degree angle, our arms extended, and we're going to shift the weight forward from the hips, and then as we lower down like we would for Trikonasana, we're going to gradually lift the back foot and bring the hand towards the prop. The chair provides a bit more elevation than the blocks, so this might be helpful. Our foot is extended, our arm is extended, and we might bring the gaze up. If we practice through Trikonasana, the hips are already open, so we don't have to do that rotation we did in the Uttanasana version. Right, to get out of this pose, we will simply bring the foot back down and return to our triangle pose. So contraindications of this pose might be weak feet or ankles, poor balance, along with poor neck mobility. To help with these things, we can use the props, or we don't have to bring our gaze up, we can just bring our gaze forward. Other contraindications might be high blood pressure, so we want to keep our head above our heart, and in this case the chair might help since it provides a bit more elevation. So let's practice without a prop and see how that goes as well. We're going to go in through triangle pose. We're going to bring the arms out, shift the weight forward, and lower down. Our hips are open, our foot is flexed, and we might bring the gaze up. This way, my torso is a bit lower down. So as you practice this pose, it's best to find the alignment that works for you. In what way do you feel the most energy flowing through your body, and do you feel like you get the most benefit out of this pose? So this can be with a block, it can be with no block, and it can be with a chair, and it can be however you feel like exploring this pose. So thank you for watching, and namaste.